Hi golfers, I'm David Reckless.
And I'm Jeff Mansfield, and we're Absolute Golf.
We hope you enjoyed the video on how to impact the ball correctly. And that's going to build your confidence up. So if you're practicing impacting the ball correctly and getting a good feel for it, then you can be able to put this part of the plan into position.
The chipping a golf ball is really, as David said, it's a plan. What you're trying to work out is how far do I land the ball, and then how far is the ball going to roll from there. And that's really every time we hit a golf shot, that's what we're trying to work out. So it makes sense that with chipping, it's the same. We don't tend to see the same plan put through its paces when we are hitting chip shots, but most golfers are trying to land the ball near the hole and make it stop.
Now this golf ball is round. It's not designed to stop.
Yes.
And I'm standing 5 or 6 metres away from the green, and you can't possibly get backspin on the ball from this distance because you're too close. To get backspin, you need a bigger swing and more leverage to be able to get the ball spinning. So for a chip shot, you're not going to be able to get the ball to spin, okay? The ball will climb up the face, but it won't spin. So everyone who's trying to get a golf ball to stop is going to fail because it's not designed to. It's designed to roll, and we need to decide how much roll we need.
And then we also need to take into consideration the surrounds of the shot, what the golf shot will let us do as well. If we're going up a hill, well then that's going to make it even, that's going to make that ball roll even more. If we've got thick grass to go over, well, we need to make sure we can carry it over that thick grass. If we've got shortly cut grass, well maybe we can even putt the ball. So the plan that we have is not only what you or I can do as golfers, but it's also what the golf course will allow us to do as golfers.
And we just unfortunately find most golfers choosing to hit the wrong shot. And if you hit the wrong shot, you won't get a good result. But if you hit the right shot, and even if you hit the right shot poorly, you will still get a decent result from it.
Absolutely.
So we want to show you how to choose the right shot in this situation. Once your confidence is growing from impacting the ball correctly, then we can take it that next step.
So there are rules that we try and work within when we are hitting these shots. First of all, where we can land the ball on the green, we will. So where we can, we land the ball on the green.
Now the reason for that is that we know it's going to get a consistent bounce.
Absolutely. If you go onto the fourth green and you've got a chip shot, well, you've already been on the first green, you've been on the second green, you've been on the third green, and more than likely you've been on the putting green. So you're starting to get an understanding of what the green will do when it lands. Consistency, and we spoke about consistency in golf swing. Well, consistency in short game is exactly the same. We need to be able to take those variables into consideration. So where we can, we land the ball on the green because we know we can get some type of consistency. Where we can't land the ball on the green, well then we want to land the ball on the fairway or on a shorter cut of grass. Okay. Again, one of the reasons why we may not be able to land the ball on the green may be that we're going downhill. That where we're going to land the ball on the green is downhill. That the flag might be really close to the edge and the ball's going to roll too far. All of these are influences that will make the ball go too far a distance.
Jeffrey spoke about the different golf courses, and we are here at Twin Creeks today, and Twin Creeks has couch grass, a very thin grass, and it doesn't get very spongy. So you can play a lot of shots here with your putter off the green, and you can roll the ball onto the green. Yes. But if you go and play a course like, say, Castle Hill or Pennant Hills, or some of the golf courses that have Kikuyu grass, the grass is very spongy. So those shots are now not able to be played on those golf courses. So when you're playing on the golf courses that have spongy grass, you need to land the ball on the green because you know what it's going to do when it hits.
Yes.
When you hit short of the green, you're not sure what's going to happen.
There becomes a level of uncertainty in your shots, and if the shot has a level of uncertainty, it's going to be more difficult to make it consistent.
Now, when we've watched golf on television, we see a lot of American golf, and a lot of their golf courses, you hit the ball through the air a lot. Okay, so chipping and pitching onto the green, where when we look at the British Open And you saw Tiger at last year's British Open. I think he used his putter from 100 yards out. Their golf courses are harder and faster, so you can roll the ball all the way up the fairway. So it really depends on the golf course you're playing on the day, and the idea is to be a little bit versatile as well, knowing what you can do and what you can't do.
Absolutely.
So the biggest point we're going to make today is we talk about the landing point, or the landing zone, being the first metre of putting surface. So I look at the fringe of the green there, and I know if I land my ball within a metre from the edge of the green on the putting surface, it's going to roll consistently to the hole. And how far that hole is away from me will depending on the choice of my club. I see too many people using their pitching wedges in situation where they should use a sand wedge, or even in some cases use a 7-iron. So we want to make sure we know how to choose the right club for the situation. But let's demonstrate for you. Jeffrey, what club do you have?
I have my sand wedge.
Jeffrey's going to use his sand wedge here, and he's going to try and land the ball about a metre onto the green, inside that metre anyway. So he's again working with his narrow stance and his ball very central. He's hit the ground after the ball, and you can see it's landed a little bit more than a metre on, but it hasn't rolled very far. Okay, it hasn't rolled very far because of the loft on the club face. So if he was going to the flag, which is another 5 or 6 metres on, that is the wrong club to use. But as you can see, with that flag being probably 2 or 3 metres from the edge of the green, maybe 4 metres, the ball's landed on the putting surface, and because he's used a high lofted club, it hasn't rolled very far.
Now, if I was to keep the same club and go to that flag that's another 5 or 6 metres further on, I'm going to have to land the ball further on the green, which is going to make it more difficult to hit my landing mark. Okay, because it's further away, it's much harder to hit a target that's further away, and which is going to put a lot of pressure on how well I execute the shot. Okay, so the idea really is and then you also then start bringing other influences into the shot as well. But the idea really that we want is that we want to be able to hit the same swing with a different golf club and actually make the ball roll a little bit more. So our aim point will actually stay the same. All we're doing is we're choosing a different golf club for the execution of the shot. So
now, I see too many people in this situation trying to make the ball go as high as they can. They try and get under it. Now, it takes a lot of skill to do that, and we see Phil Mickelson, who's a genius with the short game, doing those shots, but he doesn't do them all the time. And you golfers on the golf course, I'm seeing you trying to hit the ball through the air too often. So if I try and hit underneath this shot, you see I played a very, very good shot there. Okay, but it's a very difficult shot technique-wise, and most of you have this problem. As you can see, that ball has been mishit. So it's gone 20 or 30 metres too far. And then what happens is we get scared, so we try and stop the club as it hits the ball. And then again we hit the ground behind it. So choosing the right shot to play is the most important part here. And as Jeff said, we want to land the ball on the putting surface because we know what it's going to do when it hits the green. And then choosing the right golf club to get the amount of roll we required to get to the flag. So you're using the same swing for every different golf club, you're just getting a different result. Like you would on the golf course. You use a 7-iron when you're a 7-iron distance from the hole. You don't try and hit an 8-iron harder or a 6-iron softer because that doesn't really work out.
And you definitely don't use a sand iron and try and do something that's out of control.
So when I'm playing this shot again, I'm going to land the ball on the putting surface about a metre with my sand iron. As you can see now, I've hit that ball far too long because my backswing was just too big for that shot. Okay, again, I'll shorten my backswing now, and you can see that I mishit the ball because I interfered with the momentum of the golf club. So this is a very, very important part of your game. We want to get this ball on the green, close to the hole, so we can knock the putt in, or once we get pretty confident with this shot, we can actually get the ball in the hole on occasions. You'll be quite shocked how good you become at chipping.
So it's very much about having a plan. If you have a correct plan, it's like if you're driving somewhere you've never been before. If you know the route of the trip that you have, you'll find your way there. Chipping and really all golf is the same. You have to have a plan. Just to think I'll just hit my sand iron and loft it all the way to the hole and hope that it stops, and that's really what you're doing. You might, there might be a glimmer of hope there for you, but all you're really doing is hoping that it finishes near the hole. That's not going to cut it enough to make you a good chipper. So having a plan allows you to work your way down the fairway. Most of you know, as David said, how far you hit your 7-iron, how far you hit your 9-iron, but then when you hit a chip shot, you have no idea how far to hit it and then how quickly it's going to stop. So you have to have a plan. Understanding that the ball rolls is a good place to start. It doesn't stop, it rolls.
And keeping in mind also, you only hit the ball in the air when you have to hit the ball in the air. So if we had a bunker in front of us, that changes the shot a little bit as well. So because we have no bunker in front of us here, we could land the ball a bit shorter and roll it up to the hole as well, depending on the strength of your game. What club do you have now, Jeffrey?
I've got a 9-iron.
Okay, so you're going to land this on the green again?
I'm going to land it about a metre on. I'm going to try and make it roll all the way to that back flag.
Very good. Same stance, same setup, same swing. You can see he actually hit the hole, the wrong hole. So the first hole he went forward, he sand wedged, the ball went very close. That ball was going to be perfect then because he landed at about the same spot. And as you can see, that's rolling up the back of the green, and it's probably gone about 1.5 metres past the hole. So choosing the right shot, first of all. What am I looking for? Where am I going to land the ball on the green? Do I need to land the ball on the green? Do I need to land the ball short of the green? What club am I going to use? How much roll do I need? Okay, and then putting what you've learnt in video 1, impacting the ball, into play. So choosing the right shot, choosing the right club for that shot, and landing the ball on the putting surface if required. Okay.
It's exactly the same plan as you would have if you were hitting a full shot to a green. But we're actually applying that plan to a shorter shot.
And the Golf Pros rule is the closer you keep the ball to the ground, the closer you'll get the ball to the hole. So when there's no need to hit the ball in the air, hit it along the ground. You'll be much more successful.
Absolutely.
Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video where we'll talk about distance control.
See you on the golf course, guys.
Thanks very much.